Light travels faster than sound, which is why some people appear bright until you hear them speak. Hi, welcome to Pictures, Noise and Words. I'm Hedgy, and this is Imperial Sin. In fact, this is the Imperial Sin album. I did a song by Imperial Sin because they asked me to. I basically got sent a link to they said, look, we've got a new video for a song called Too Many. This was back in the beginning of April, and I didn't know who they were. They're a band from Poland, and they sent me a link to their video, so you know, it's kind of why I'm here, isn't it? So we did that video, and it was one of those great finds that you don't go back and look at it. Beginning of April, you'll find it, or just look it up on the tube. And but it's one of those great finds. You know, you don't know what you're gonna get, and then it was just this great thing that left you kind of going, ooh, you know. And at the time, their album wasn't out, and then very kindly they sent me their album when it came out. Look, let's just get the angle right. Yep, there you go. So they sent me their album, which is very nice, all the way from Poland. It's got some lovely artwork. There's the band, words, you know, the usual thing. Basically, this has got pictures, noise, and words. And see what I did there? God, I'm so clever. So they sent me their album as a thank you, really, for doing that video. And they didn't ask me to review it. They didn't ask me to do anything. They just said, thanks very much for doing that. We'd like to send you we'll send you our album. And I was, you know, what, free things? Yes, absolutely. Yes, please. They've obviously dealt with the British Postal Service before, because it came with so much bubble wrap on it that it was like a rugby ball shape, you know, sorry, an American football shape. It was this ovoid package, you know, and it was like birthday past the parcel, and you're just unwrapping it, and that's you got to, oh, there's a CD in the middle, and they had like 5 yards of bubble wrap that came with it. So yeah, they've definitely dealt with the British Postal Service before. But anyway, I digress, because that's what I do. I suspect I'm going to be waving this about a lot during this review. So they haven't asked me to do this. I'm just doing it because they took the trouble to make an album, you know, manufacture it and spend all the money to create a thing, and then they gave it to me. So I think the least I can do is give it a plug. How's that? Now the other thing is, it just happens to be, and huge spoiler here, it just happens to be brilliant. This is brilliant, right? So there you go. There's the review done, really. If anyone wants to send me their album, I'm open to free stuff. Just don't get me wrong. You can send me anything. If you want to send me a t-shirt, I will wear it. You know, send me your. I am that easily bribed. But if I receive it and I don't like it, if I just don't think it's any good, I probably won't do a video, because I don't want to do a video when someone's taken the trouble to create a thing and send it to me. I don't want to do a video saying it's terrible or I just don't like it. I don't want to do a video slating your hard work, and that people might think, well, that's what you're there for, but I'm not really, because this album, just say, you know, take this Imperial Sin album. I'll get to the review. I'm kind of doing my usual thinking out loud thing here. I don't plan these, you know that. But this is not an impulse buy, is it? You know, Uber Noodle X out there, you're not gonna just see this somewhere on the internet and impulse buy it, are you? Charles Murphy out there, you're not gonna just buy this randomly. You're going to buy it because you've seen reviews of it. So therefore, I see this more as a recommendation, if you like. Whereas if it was Iron Maiden's new album, people are just going to buy that on impulse, and they're just going to go, oh, Iron Maiden got a new album out, Metallica have got a new album out, whoever has got a new album out, some big band has got a new album out. Then it makes sense for me to say, here's the new Iron Maiden album, it's rubbish. If it is rubbish, you know, I'm not saying it is, but then it's a different kettle of fish, because people are going to buy that album, aren't they? So therefore, that my review has value. If the album isn't any good, my review has value. But to review something that's probably not going to be an impulse buy and say it isn't any good, it does not have value to anybody, really. It's better off if I just don't do it. I don't promote something I don't like. Does this make sense where I'm drawing the line? So if anyone, so I'm just saying, if anyone does want to send me their album and I don't like it, I will not slate your album on air. I just won't do a review of it, and I'll probably get back to you and say, I'm sorry, I didn't like it, so I don't want to do that. Because it's not an impulse buy. Right, I think I've said enough now. I'm hoping I make sense. Anyway, back to this. This is very good. It's called Ritual Murder, and it's, what's the genre? It's I think the phrase is blackened death metal. I think is kind of how the genre would sound. But unless you know the 400,000 genres of metal, that might not mean a lot to you. So you've basically got, and I'm going to play there. They've got a new lyric video out for the song "Murderer of Human Being." So I'm going to play that anyway. It's like three and a half minutes, I think. Yeah. I'm going to play that so you can hear it for yourself. However, that's only a snapshot of the album, because the album, the very opening track called "When Everything Ends," is just such a great introduction to the album. It's uncompromising, and it beats you about the head. And at some points in that, it was like I was listening to Dimmu Borgir. Yeah, Dimmu Borgir. Hey, I got it right for a change. Because it's so black. And then other songs, it's just death metal, and he's still got harsh vocals, but they're less black, if you know what I mean. And the musicianship is superb on this. The drummer is an absolute machine. His drumming is great on this, I tell you. And the production, which is something I always go on about, is just clear as a bell. It is clear as a bell, and it's quite technical stuff, so that clarity really helps, and is really it's really necessary to pick out the nuance. Because there's one thing about death black metal, is that there's quite a lot going on, and it's very big and forceful and bombastic, and if the production isn't great, which is one of the things I think black metal suffered from for the average listener back in the day, was that they tended to be recorded on a potato, and so it was all this muffled noise, and that kind of, I could never get into that, because you couldn't hear what was going on. It was just this kind of thing. So when you've got something as big and in your face as this, the quality of production really helps you as a listener to keep up and to spot the what's going on in the songs. And the songs are not all endless blast beats. There are some in there, like I say, this drummer's, good job. But it's not endless blast beats. There are, the songs do slow down. They do go off in a direction you didn't necessarily expect, and it does have lots of inventiveness in it that makes you go, ooh, And those are the bits that you kind of that you kind of live for when you're listening to an album. Really, it's the bits that make you go, ooh. And it doesn't have to be massive, and it doesn't have to be, but it's something that keeps you interested. And then, because otherwise, it's a lot of songs that they're massive and everything, but they go along non-stop, and there's no standout parts. But then you get something like this, and it yes, but then you get a bit that makes you go, ooh, wow, and oh, that's good, and then and that's what it's all about. So one, thank you very much, Imperial Sin, for sending me this album, because I got a free album. But also, well done, guys. This is something you should be proud of, and the quality of this is great. Now, I checked out this video we're about to watch because it's not exactly a spoiler. I've heard it a few times. I've got it, and for some reason I don't think the quality of this video, sound-wise, is as good as the album. YouTube does have all its compression algorithms, and they're good, but they're not perfect. And I personally think that the quality of this YouTube video is not as good as the album. So if you think that, you know, this doesn't sound as good as I'm saying it is, the album's better. I'll play the video and I'll get my thoughts back in order in a minute. It's like 3.5 minutes. One thing I will say is, and this isn't a major criticism, but the English is not right. It's not quite right on parts of this album, and it shows up in this because this is a lyric video that the English is not quite right, and it's a criticism, I guess. And the thing is, and the reason for that is, yes, that these guys are Polish, but if you're choosing to sing in English, you should make sure that what you're singing is right, because the way you put your sentences together is not necessarily correct. But we're talking about death black metal, so it's about feeling. It did not detract from this at all. I think this is great, so it did not detract from this at all. I'm just saying that the English isn't quite right in places, but it's death black metal, so without the lyrics you might not be able to tell what he's singing anyway, and it's about feeling and emotion, isn't it? So that doesn't mean that. So I'm certainly not saying it's not good. How's that? Okay. Backtrack there, didn't I? Oh, forgot to get it else. There we go. Way.
Just listen me now. You are close to be sure that you'll never win. Everybody wanna know what you don't ignore is close to jump there. To fuck them all. What of progress, experience of some people have no faces. Is that distress? Evolution is my name. Coming to the same for your own, for your brothers and for more. Of human being, we make us screaming. Of human being, we make us bleeding. Of human being, we make us screaming. Of human being, we make us bleeding. Come with me. I know that you cannot see. It's not for you. You must understand.
So, true story. The thing about the quality, so I'll get to the story. The thing about the quality thing about this YouTube video is that I can hear noise in it, which is not present on this, because I took this and I added it to my iTunes library so I could play it on my iPod very loudly, and I can't hear that. But on this YouTube video I can hear that, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it that the album version sounds better. Anyway, true story. I put it on my iPod because obviously the thing about album reviews is you can't just do them, you know, live. If you see it, I can't just play it, start talking about it, because it doesn't work like that. So I put it on my iPod, and I've played it a few times over the last week. And I was stood on the train platform at 7:30 in the morning, on my way into Manchester, and the sun's shining, and the birds are tweeting, and the day's warming up, and all around me are people stood waiting, you know, to go to work. They're all like, and I'm stood along with them like this, and between my ears is chaos. I've got this album really loud in my headphones, and on the outside I'm and inside it's and it just makes me feel special, basically, that and I don't know, for all I know they're listening to like the Flesh God Apocalypse, but I just like to imagine that I'm somehow slightly superior because I'm listening to death black metal in my headphones, and they're listening to, I don't know, Justin Bieber or the Commodores or Elton John or something. Yeah, not important.
It's not the end. You cannot feel nothing more. Your mind is too assured. What you wrote is only lie. Never had to tell you smile. You cannot take it anymore. In every moment they ignore. You have lost humanity. You cannot find serenity. Experience of some people have no faces. Is that distress? Evolution is running, coming to the same for your own, for your brothers and for more.
So you get the idea. It's you know, it's uncompromising, and it's in your face, but it's quality stuff. And if you like that kind of thing, this is a very good example of its genre. How's that? The musicianship is great. The production is, I just checked the production is far better than that YouTube video. I'm willing to bet my pants on it, because I just checked on as that was playing to make sure that I'd actually got it in like the HD version or something, because it does not sound as wishy-washy as that YouTube video. Trust me. So if that's your kind of thing, I have no reservations in recommending that. Go and get it. Because it's just great. It's just so well put together, and it just, you know, it kind of impressed me more and more, but the more I listened to it. But the very first track on it, which I mentioned, When Everything Ends, you know, it kind of sets you up for the album. You kind of go, you immediately go, ooh, this is something. This is, you know, this is good. This is there's something better than average about this, you know, right from the off. And it turns into this monster of an album. So yeah, so there you go. Thank you very much, Imperial Sin, for sending me your album. I'm very pleased to have it, and good luck for the future. You know, I hope you get to make many more albums, and I wish you every success. Like I say, they haven't asked me to review this. They just sent me their album, like as a thank you for doing their song Too Many, which is on here, of course. but I really liked it, so I've done a video. That's how it works. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. You have to take my word for it, it's really good, because it doesn't sound that fantastic on there. I don't remember the Too Many video sounding a little bit, so go and check out the Too Many video. Maybe that got a better transfer to YouTube. But this one sounds, it's got a shh noise, which I just couldn't, once I'd heard it, I couldn't unhear it. But it's not present on the album, as far as I certainly don't remember hearing it on the album. And I do kind of hear these kind of things. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Check them out if you did. The link will be below to this video, where there's a link, of course, to their Bandcamp page and I guess the website and stuff. I haven't really looked. Yeah, there's links to everything, their Facebook and the whole 9 yards. So check them out, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.